very shortly. We're going to go over 5 different categories, mainly the 5 categories that people care about. A lot of people don't really care about best makeup or best score. Sometimes people really care about that one. But really, when it comes down to it, it's the best picture and the actor and actresses.
Yes.
So that's what we'll talk about. And the first up we're going to talk about here is Best Actress in Supporting Role. And so we have Sally Hawkins in Blue Jasmine, Jennifer Lawrence in American Hustle, Lupita Nyong'o.
That sounds good enough to me.
12 Years a Slave. We have Julia Roberts, Osage County. Osage County. Mm-hmm. And then June Squibb, Nebraska.
Yes.
So, Baba, who do you have for supporting role here?
If I were giving out the Academy Awards, I would give it to, and now I get to slaughter her name, Lupita Nyong'o.
We'll look that one up and put it across the bottom for you.
But yeah, 12 Years a Slave is not fun to watch, but it's definitely something you should watch. It is just like super hard-hitting, the most realistic portrayal of slavery I've ever seen. And her character gets like the worst end of everything in that movie.
Yeah, this is the type of movie where you have to block out everything. Just don't be doing anything else while you're watching the movie. Just watch it, be in growth in it, and then go to bed right afterwards because you're not going to want to do anything else.
You'll feel bad.
Yeah. So best actor in supporting role, we have a couple more names that's going to be hard to say. We have Barkhad Abdabi from Captain Phillips. We have Bradley Cooper from American Hustle, Michael Fassbender from 12 Years a Slave, Jonah Hill from The Wolf of Wall Street, and Jared Leto from Dallas Buyers Club. Mm-hmm. Who's your pick?
I would pick Michael Fassbender from 12 Years a Slave. Generally, people say the supporting actor role goes to a villain, and I would say that it's going to go to a villain again. The most despicable man. The way he treats the slaves in the movie
makes you hate him.
Yeah, and he doesn't even consider that they're human. It's
Once again, tough movie to watch. tough movie. All right. Now let's move on to Best Actress in a Leading Role. Mm-hmm. So here we have Amy Adams in American Hustle, Cate Blanchett in Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock in Gravity. First time I heard that.
Yes.
Then we have Judi Dench in Philomena.
Yeah.
Then we have Meryl Streep in Osage County.
Yes. I would pick Sandra Bullock for Gravity. She somehow made a person floating around in space by herself interesting for an hour and a half. I think it was by far the best acting she's ever done. And that movie should get an award of some kind.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think it should go to the reason that movie was so good.
And I absolutely agree with you. An hour and a half of just her. When I saw the acting list for that movie before I went and saw it, and it was like 3 people in one voice. I was like, oh man, how are they going to do this? I thought it was going to be like phone booth all over again.
And the third guy was only in it for like a minute.
Yeah. All right, so now let's move on to Best Actor in a Leading Role. We have Christian Bale in American Hustle, Bruce Dern in Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street, Chiwetel Ejiofor in 12 Years a Slave, and Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club.
I believe it's Chiwetel Ejiofor. I think that's how you say his name. But my pick is Bruce Dern for Nebraska. He plays a man, he's either suffering through dementia or Alzheimer's. He doesn't remember things that well. He's an older guy. But through the whole movie, you can't quite tell if he's actually forgetting things and not knowing what's going on around him, or is that part of what he does to, get through the day with his family. But it's a comedy, which is strange. You don't find a lot of comedies in the Academy Awards. And he does a great job of being funny, but at the same time, a lot of emotion gets put through his performance.
Okay. And lastly, the one that everybody cares about, Best Picture. We have a few movies in this one. I believe we have 9 total. We have American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street.
All right. I do have to say, The Wolf of Wall Street is the one I haven't seen. I've seen every other movie that we've had nominees for so far. So that one I haven't seen, so I can't really say about it. But out of the ones I have seen, Nebraska is my favorite. The setting of it, it's a small rural town. It reminded me a lot of where I grew up and probably where you grew up. It's the people that inhabit it. It's like I see them every day when I'm working at the library. These people come in, like this happy old guy that wants to tell me, his stories about his life or things like that.
So you're liking Nebraska just because of nostalgia purposes?
No, I also think it's like the emotions of it. To make a movie that like emotional, considering the family aspect of it, but to also have its comedic moments at the same time. It balances them quite well. Alexander Payne is the director of it. He's done The Descendants and Sideways. I also love those movies. But the setting helps, but it's not the only reason.
So if Nebraska though doesn't make it, like let's say we took Nebraska off the list.
Yeah.
What would be the next one up on your list?
For me?
What are the other movies you think will do well here?
What will do well here? I think 12 Years a Slave is probably the front runner right now, from what I understand.
It almost sounds like they're just going to wipe away a whole bunch of the words.
They're going to win a few, for sure. Gravity, that one's still kind of hanging around. It came out earlier than all the other ones, but I keep hearing it pop back up again.
I mean, the filming, the quality, the keeping attention the entire time.
It's going to win a lot of the technical awards.
Yes, like, absolutely.
Cinematography, stuff like that would be my guess. Me personally, my second choice would probably be Captain Phillips. It's weird that Tom Hanks didn't get nominated. I don't know.
Yes.
To me, it's the best acting he's ever done.
Now, I would have to disagree with you a little bit. I think the last 10 minutes of his acting was phenomenal, to the point where it's tear-jerking even for me.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the movie, it seemed like it was just him talking in a way. I mean, it's still quality acting because he was portraying a real person, a real story. But I don't think it was the best of his career.
I think that 10 minutes at the end matches up against everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
So.
I would say that the last 10 minutes, once again, tearjerker. No, there's no spoiler there. Just go watch that movie. You'll really enjoy it. So that is our Oscar nominations, the ones that we think that will do best. Watch the Oscars. They're coming up real soon, and we'll see you next time.